All right, happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday, and welcome to another edition of Relationship Recap. You guys know I am, of course, Christal XO, one half of Relationship Recap, and here puffing on a cigar is the other half.
Bam! Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday, Christal.
Happy Friday to you. We had a good week, right?
Yeah, well, it broke up the monotony of the week. Went by a little fast. I like that. Well, yeah. I had a little accident yesterday. I ain't even work yesterday.
You didn't go to work yesterday?
Nah, I was trying to call you. Nah, my the inside of my phone, when you plug it in at,
yeah,
the prongs was broke and my phone wasn't recharged.
So you stayed home from work for that?
No, I had to go out and buy another phone because that phone was about to die and all my information was on that phone. And they
okay.
And they couldn't give me another. Long story short, I bought another phone.
Okay. Well, you know, you got to do what a man has got to do what a man has got to do.
I had business on that phone that I needed.
I bet you did. So you know what? Before we get into, you guys, we are going to. I don't know. We're going to be talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, the return today. Thank you so much, Faithful Jones. She said, I hit the like button. Would you hit the like button too? What a wonderful thing to put out in the chat, because I think, trust me, guys, today's conversation, we're gonna get into it. We are going to get into it about Love and Marriage Huntsville, the new season. Mo and I went to an event on Wednesday with Mr. Carlos King and Kimmy and Letitia, and we're going to talk a little bit about that event. Did you go to, Rhonda? Okay. Well, I'd love to hear your feedback. Make sure that you put your feedback in the chat. And then I also had a chance to see, the first episode. And when I tell you, in my opinion, I know a lot of us were concerned about it being, different. We're just going to say it since Melody's not there. A lot of people were concerned about, is it going to be good now that Melody's not here? And I remember, you know what, Mo, you actually are the person I first heard this saying with. You used to say, one monkey don't stop no show. I remember you told me that years ago. And when I tell you that is the truth in this situation, but it just shows, I don't think any show that is basically so focused on or rests so heavily on one character is not a good show. Thank you, Rhonda, for hitting the like button. We appreciate that.
I think
you're there too.
Not only that, I think because of she stood out, I think they gave her too much credit. Because she's the executive producer, I think in people's minds, like the show was stirred up on drama.
But I mean, we'll just say this. I'll be honest. If I was Melody, I would feel some kind of way because the show was Melody's idea. It was Melody's brainchild. She took the show to Carlos, her and Martell at the time. I think it's a good lesson in, when you're married, that term community property means something serious. And so just because you decide you don't want to be married anymore, you never know where that's going to go. So she started this show with her husband, and it definitely has gone on. I think there's always going to be the possibility of her returning if she should want to. I see that happening, seasons down.
If you do, that lets you know everything else is not so great.
But I do know that she's starring in movies and she's selling product. But I will tell you this, there's nothing like being on TV every week.
Let me ask you this. Do you think, I'll tell you my opinion, but do you think part of the reason why other stuff is working is because you are on the show
every single time. And I was telling somebody that the other day, a lot of times people think that they are bigger than the situation. And every single time, life will show you that you're not. And I don't mean just on TV. Like, you have groups that one person will say, I'm going to leave the group and put out a solo out. That rarely works unless you're Mr. Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown is the only person. Well, Beyonce, obviously, but the group was made to make her a star. But usually when a person leaves and puts out a solo album, don't nobody want to hear that.
Only know a couple people to do it. Diana Ross was probably, it's a few people that have done it successfully. Not a lot. Just a handful.
And usually, see, reality TV is never a place that you should do that, because with reality TV, there's not really a talent to being on reality TV. These people just happen to get lucky, right? And happen to have a thing, but it's not like it's a talent. Like with Diana Ross, she was an amazing singer, and she was probably singing before she got with the group. Kelly Rowland was the breakout star of Destiny's. No, ma'am.
Well, yeah, that.
I'm not gonna play those games. Say you there? No, ma'am.
You taking it a little too far now.
You went too far. We call a foul on the play, and we like Kelly.
Yeah, I love Kelly, but
we love Kelly, but no, it's not true.
But here's true. Like, the thing is, we think everybody likes her, but you got people gravitate. It's just like a group sometimes. People don't like, the reason why they like the group is because they like the different dynamics and personalities.
Absolutely.
One person away, like Bobby didn't stop New Edition.
He didn't stop New Edition.
You know, but New Edition also didn't stop him. That is super, super rare.
That's what I said. That was like lightning in a bottle, because usually the person leaves and they don't do as well.
We gotta remember this. His first album didn't do that well. That's
true too.
You gotta super, super separate yourself, which is a gamble in itself.
That is true. My point, that's true. That's a good point. But none of that is true here. Like, you just
exactly.
None of that is true here. So kudos to Melody, but I will say, from watching the first few episodes and chatting with my cohort here, I think that the show will go on. And I also think that the last 2 seasons, in my opinion, Melody's energy, it was so clear that she didn't want to be there, and that she felt like she was really, in a different place than them. It just made every scene with her felt just, I didn't like it. I didn't like how it felt. Every time there was a scene with her, she was like trying to be nice. It just wasn't, it was obvious she did not want to be there. So I'm glad she's not there. And then the people that want to be there can be there.
But see, exactly. And that's the thing. It's like, the reason why you work there is because we like you interacting with them.
Right.
Don't think you're going to go off and not have them around you and it still works. The part of it, reason why you work, is because everybody plays a part and it works too. I don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I think when she got to the point where, and I will say this, just to be fair, like, I know going through a divorce in public with your ex involved with that woman that he cheated on, that had to be difficult. So it could have been toxic. Maybe she did the best, thing for her, which I love. But I did get a chance to see Kimmy and Tisha. There we are at the event. Had a great time. Had a chance to catch up with them, hear a little bit more. I think both of them look beautiful. It was good to see them. Mo, you got a chance to hang out. There's some pictures. Actually, I'll bring that next Saturday. They took some pictures of all of us together. It was a private event here in Atlanta, so people could get excited about the show. And it worked.
Up in abundance.
Say it again.
LBC showed up in abundance.
The LBC showed up in abundance. It's Carlos.
It was cool.
You know what? I wanted to ask you this. Now, I got a clip of Carlos talking. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to play this clip, and I want to ask you, did you think, because I know that you voted Carlos, you actually liked Carlos's fit the best on the reunion. So I'm wondering if you liked Carlos's, if you liked what he had on when we saw him the other night. Did you like what he had on?
There's a lot of LBC atmosphere, so I didn't want to stare at nobody too long, so I don't remember what he had on.
Well, let's check it out here. This is the first clip for tonight. This is Carlos talking about the upcoming season of Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Who can really tell y'all, like this season is off the chain, and the beauty of it is every time I watch an episode, I marvel at how deep they're getting with their personal stories, their marriages, the conversations they're having with their husbands. The kids are involved. You know, you get to really see Kimmy's son Jalen at the forefront again this season. You get to see Tisha's son MJ talk. We love that. But one of the most beautiful things about their storyline is they have a daughter. The oldest is Macy. Macy and Marceau's dynamic as father and daughter is pure bliss.
And you get it back with your daughter.
Yes, and you get to see a lot of that. And also you get to see Kimmy threaten to throw Nell in the pool. You get to see Miss Nell Fletcher.
Give it back. She's giving it back.
Give it back. Tisha and Nell butt hits the whole season. But you know, there was a bubble and Kimmy butts hits with her husband. But other than that,
you said that low.
because it gets low. But July 19th, 8 o'clock 7 Central on the Oprah Winfrey Network, season 10. This Saturday. Hashtag LAMH.
Yes.
Okay, y'all favorite show is back.
Yeah.
Better than ever.
All right. What'd you think? I thought Carlos looks great. His skin looks great. Carlos has been getting good rest, good facials. He looks great.
You sound like Richard Simmons a little bit. But anyway, the energy was good. The energy was real good, actually. And I didn't feel it was him fake selling it. I really believe that. Like, they spent some money too. Let me tell you, they had these napkins, yo.
Do you have the napkin?
Nah, I ain't taking that.
I have one of the napkins. I'd have to go get it, but
they didn't spare nothing. And
they didn't spare anything on the napkins.
Right, on the but here's the other thing I noticed too, Chris. So it's a speakeasy. So it was a nice, elegant,
beautiful venue.
Beautiful venue, and there's a side door that comes in, and it's this intimate spot that looks very sexy. But on the first part, I asked for Crown Apple, and Christal let me know that they don't serve that type of stuff here. I'm not going to say what she really said, but we had a laugh. But guess what? They served it in the inside.
Did they really?
Yes, that's what I had.
I did not know that. I didn't even know you had a drink.
Yes.
Well, I will say this before we get into the Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let me tell you, ladies, Moe's hunting skills are not. They're not resting. For the first time in years, I saw Moe hunt. Hilarious. So one of my girlfriends, that's a writer, was there. I didn't even know she was going to be there. I saw her. I was happy to see her. I introduced her to Moe. We were having a great conversation about, I was sharing with her what happened at the 4th of July debacle when Moe's date left him at the party. We were getting into it. She was asking Moe questions. Her friend came to join her. Her friend was her +1. Moe was my +1. And her friend was beautiful. I mean, just drop dead gorgeous. Probably the most beautiful woman in the room. And so it's funny because I was like, So I know Moe is acting, he's cool, he's playing it cool. And then she gets up and he said, and who is that? And I was like, oh, that's my friend's friend. And then I said, no, she was not Gail's age. She was a younger woman.
Whoever
and
mind your business. Talking to you. Good.
She was a younger woman, and So the funny thing is, I told my friend, I said, hey, Mo wants to be introduced to your friend. He's asking about your friend. So she immediately did. And she said, oh, that's cool because she likes older men. To which Mo felt some kind of way. But she's a young woman. She's in her 30s. She's a much younger woman. So then next thing you know, I thought he was just asking. We were all talking. Then my friend got up to go get some food. Mo takes her seat and says, tell your friend to sit over there. And then he slides in and starts talking to the beautiful young lady. So everything is fine. I think that, everything is going on. But this Mo, I was able to see that I was proud. I was proud because I've been telling you that that your hunting skills, I thought they were lacking because I don't see you. I thought they were not sharp. But they obviously come into play when there's something that motivates you.
Hello. It's not that I don't. I just don't make it a habit to.
I've never seen you move that swiftly. He got up and moved. Usually he's really he got up and dang near kicked my friend to the curb. Tell her to sit over there. I was like, well, what if she wants to? He made a move. So anyway, I had to let the ladies know that. Later, we went to another event because there was an activation for the new Happy Gilmore movie. So we did a little event hopping and we went over there. So I did not know if he had gotten the digits or not. The girl called me and she called him. And then she texted me, tell Mo to come out and get me. And I said, oh. And he said, well, I certainly will. And again, he moved very quickly up to go get her. So I just wanted to report to the people, I know it's not Wednesday, that not only is Mo able, but he is willing. Not only is he willing, but he is able to move when the spirit moves him. I have another little surprise for you because we were doing a little bit of golfing, right? And I thought the ladies would want to see Mo in action with his golf swing.
This is all bad, by the way.
Yes, he got it. He got that one off. I didn't show the ones that you didn't get off, but I got that one off for you. So we'll watch it one more time. There we go. So now we can get back to Love Marriage Huntsville. I've got to keep the people updated, Mo.
I don't know why.
Well, I'm just saying, because I didn't think that you were. I really didn't. I have not seen you move that fast in years.
You're not around me all the time, man.
No, I'm not. And I'll tell you what. I just want to tell women again, when a man wants something, they know how to get up and move. They don't do it because they don't want to. Because this Negro right here, I have never seen him move his hips so quickly as he did to get over in that seat. So we know he got the digits. We don't know what else happened. We'll see. But very beautiful young lady, very sweet lady. I don't know, but very young lady. So we'll see. All right. That being said, let's get into love. Let's get into Love and Marriage Huntsville this new season, because like I said, we're going to be talking about it every week here along with Ready to Love. OWN has redeemed themselves with us here on the channel because you guys know that we'll be able to get into some good juicy conversations on both of these shows. But I want to say, let's go back and talk a little bit about what happened in the break. So you guys remember, we showed the interview. The last things we heard from Love and Marriage Huntsville, the show ended. There was the very messy reunion. But you remember Martell and Coleslaw, aka Arion, interviewed a young lady that's allegedly had been intimate with Marceau and allegedly Maurice. So that all is going to, so remember when this season starts back, all of that is in the water. So Trish and Ken are back and they are together. Edna, you hit the nail on the head. Miss Wanda is back. And speaking of Miss Wanda, since you put it out there, Edna, I want us to go ahead and get into this first clip. The first clip of tonight, just to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek into what you're going to see tomorrow. I'm going to play this clip, and this clip is Wanda basically confronting Marceau about that interview and that video that all of us watched with Arion and Martell interviewing this young lady that suggested that she had been with Marceau in Vegas. You guys remember all of that. So this is Miss Wanda. She back, and she ain't playing no games.
Not gonna happen.
Thank you.
I gotta keep my enemies in front of me.
Now you acting like Martell, jumping and running. What causing all of that?
What caused all what?
You and Martell.
I don't know.
Martell was singing about the young lady.
I've already responded.
I want an answer. That's not an answer.
What was my response?
Either yes or no is an answer.
What was my
Did it
response?
ever happen?
What was my response?
Nothing.
Take that.
Okay, so you don't know the young lady.
What was my response?
I don't give a what your response was.
What was
I'm
my
asking
response?
you now.
I'm getting tight. Hold up.
You feel tight
Yeah, I don't.
in your shoulders?
Yeah, just watching that. That's like, I'm not doing that.
Okay, so that was my question. Thank you for saying that. As a man who has been a husband, do you have a problem with the mother-in-law confronting you over your actions towards the daughter?
If I've already spoken to the daughter, yeah, I do. I honestly do.
But you know what? And I'm trying to think like, but what if she's trying to protect her daughter?
Yeah, let her and her daughter talk about that. Don't bring me into that. If I already spoke to the person that I'm dealing with, I'm not dealing with you. I understand you keep that between you and her. But you don't come to me unless you coming to me after the fact. We're already and it's over. But to hear that, it's just like I don't have to answer to you. I wouldn't even. That one, I know that had to be for TV. There's no way. I'm not doing that.
So okay, I'll need the chat, but Tiffany says he doesn't answer Tisha's questions either.
That's still between husband.
And okay, but let's say this, because you got to consider the fact that the show is on a national platform.
That's why I say I get it for TV.
No. I'm saying, so with seeing your daughter, let's turn it around, Mo. Let's say if your daughter is in a relationship and the entire you're on a television show and there's rumor that is, this woman came on TV with Martell and Arion and sat down and said she had an ongoing affair with Marceau. So he got your daughter out here looking crazy. You don't think as a father or as a mother, you have a right to say, what's going on? Why do you have my daughter out here looking like this? I definitely agree with you if it was a regular situation. But it's television and the OWN network and everybody, like all of this. And I'm just playing devil's advocate. In times past, Tisha has been very slow to defend herself.
Okay.
Does that make any difference in the way you feel?
No, and the reason being is, so if everybody jumps out there with a rumor that you hear in the streets or they make it on television, I'm supposed to come to you, or I'm supposed to sit there and listen to you. I only said I do to one person. Now, if you and her want to have that conversation, have at it. But to bring me into it after I already addressed the person I said I do to, then you cut the deck after that. you just do. Like, because now we got to answer for everything. Anybody can get up there. Now, if it came out that I actually did, that might be a little something different. And even still, I don't have to. But I understand the hurt of the door. You're going on hearsay. Y'all don't know this woman. I've already said it. Now, if you got
he didn't say it. He said, what was my answer? And he said he did not respond.
Say it again.
He said he did not respond. He said, what was my response? And she said, nothing. He said, then take that. So that doesn't necessarily say no, because I just feel like, and I'm playing devil's advocate. I definitely, agree with some of the comments I see, but I'm playing devil's advocate because I feel like if it was my daughter, I'd be like, dude, why don't you just, if you didn't do it, just say you didn't do it. You got her out here looking crazy. Just say you didn't do it. But he won't. He just will be like, I mean.
So we know he said to his wife, he didn't or did say to his wife that nothing. That's not.
Well, okay, let's watch this next clip and then let's finish talking about it. Let's watch the next clip.
I'm gonna find out the truth and I'm gonna dig until there's no more room to dig. Do you even know the young lady?
We're not doing that.
I'm trying to understand what she said.
No, for real.
You understand everything I say.
Mom.
And you got to realize by you not saying nothing, it does not make it right touch me, my family, looking at all this stuff, to your wife, it does not make it right.
Marcel and I, we have our own way of communicating to let each other know we got each other and we're good. Marcel knew what Martell was saying wasn't okay. I have no doubt, no concern at all, because he has proven himself to be my protector over the years.
That's it. Ain't nothing else to talk about.
She came back with new talking points for this season.
Yeah, like they got each other's back. They feel their way to answer to anyone else truthfully, to the person you say I do to, and to answer to anyone else. To me, it says you could, but you don't have to. I don't owe you nothing.
Well, he didn't give it to her. But the crazy thing is, Tisha. So first of all, Miss Wanda is back, and I think she looked good. Okay, she had her disco. She has her pink disco outfit on. Yes, she did. Miss Wanda is first. Can I tell you, Mo? Because I think you didn't watch the season with Miss Wanda. She will provide lots of entertainment. She is hilarious.
I can tell.
And she has a husband and a boyfriend. She does her thing. That's why she can understand Marcel.
Why are we talking to this lady then? If you got a husband, I don't need to be talking to you of all people.
Well, you got to talk to her because she's her mama. Atisha's trying to move her into the house.
Oh, no.
I think she is because Marcel and that's one thing. Tisha is going to have her husband back, but she ain't going to let her mama go. Her mama is not going anywhere.
If this is a preview to the movie of her moving in, I don't want no parts of that. You're going to question, look like you coming in a little late, young man. All that type shit. I'm not. Oh no.
That's definitely gonna happen. She is gonna be a thorn in Marcel's behind.
Better be quiet in my house.
Oh man, but I feel like there's gonna be aftermath from that situation, and I think. I would just say for myself, and I really like Tisha and Marcel. They are Libra couples, like a couple like Adrian and I. But I think that because Marcel plays the smart ass, he leaves it to where she kind of, he puts her in a bad position. Like I just feel like he should have her back a little bit more. I do.
What? No, I do get that.
I'm sorry.
But once you answer one question, you got to answer them all at that. It leaves the door that now she's going to ask a follow-up. And then it gets into this place of like you explaining yourself to someone that you don't even have to. Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, I see that you're triggered. I see that you're triggered by that. You're triggered by that. But I'm just saying, like, do you have no issue with the fact that at the end of the day, Marcel doesn't look bad. Tisha looks bad.
She's grown. She's got to figure that out. Like she looks
cold, Mo.
Huh?
That's cold. You don't think? Okay, answer this. As a man, would you let your wife look like that, or do you think that you would do more to come to her to have her back publicly?
But
this woman has come on television, basically, or the internet, Beyonce's internet, suggesting that she slept with your husband multiple times at his place of business. You don't think, as a husband, even though and I know you're too cool for school dude, but would you have your wife's back a little? I'm just saying, I know you don't like to get into it.
I want to have my wife's back 100%. But she said they have an understanding. Nobody can infiltrate that. No one.
Well, there they are. That's the couple of the hour there.
Ask you this. Do you think no one can wake her up? Like, she has to wake herself if that's this case. But we're not going to be. You're only pushing her closer to him.
So let me ask you this. If it was reverse and there was a man going around saying that he had slept with Tisha and he had Tisha twisted and turned and all that kind of thing, and you don't think that he would feel some kind of way if she was like, I mean, what did I say? What did I say? What did I answer? What, you don't think he would feel some kind of way if she did it that way?
To some outside people, she's supposed to answer. I mean, she doesn't have to answer that. But I will say this. Martell insinuated that already. Said with other dudes and threesomes and that whole thing. Martell
did.
And do you see him? You didn't see him like that. You didn't
didn't.
You ain't see his brother. You ain't see, no, that ain't, come on, man. You gotta let grown people handle their business.
Okay. Well, that's what's happening with Marceau and Tisha. Also, their son, we're gonna see a lot more of their kids this season, like Carlos mentioned in that clip. They have a son that is going to college, and it'll be interesting to me because I think kids usually take on the personality of one parent, or you can see that in their kids. So Carlos suggested that their oldest daughter, Macy, is kind of like Marceau's, that's his, that they're kind of on the same page. And then their son, who is a junior, I believe, he is getting ready to go to college. And we see Tisha, that's a different place in motherhood than she was when the show first started.
I just thought about this. Now, if your kids ask, yeah, I think they deserve an answer. You gotta give your kids something. Like, I believe that. Now, that's a little different.
Well, these are kids that are teenagers and are definitely hearing all of this. That's the part about this show that sucks, and about just reality television. Like, it throws the children in there. Also, speaking of children and what they hear and what they process, man, it's some deep stuff this season. It's definitely worth tuning into. For anyone saying they're not going to watch this season, I would ask you to take another. Just consider, because there's a lot of things that are going to be happening that really pertain to families. For example, Maurice, and Maurice has a son with his ex-wife, and then Kimmy has a son that she had before the marriage, and they both, they're both a part of the son. So it's Jalen is Kimmy's son, and then Monster is Maurice's son. And Maurice, there's this very interesting conversation that Maurice has with Jalen, where Jalen, as the child that came in with his mother, feels like Maurice never was a father to him. And that's it's a hard scene to watch. But it's also very real. You're talking about blended families, and sometimes even when I have seen blended families, even from the time the child is very young, still don't feel like they are treated the same. We saw that happen in Bell Collective with JJ and Sophia, and so it was JJ and Soguchi, Sophia and Selena, where Selena's daughters with JJ, they still had issues with Sophia. So it's really interesting how this dynamic plays out, specifically because Maurice tries to always play like Marcel plays the smart ass, but Maurice always tries to play like the good guy. But he has a conversation with his son where he asked about how he felt when the DUI charges came out against him. Now, Maurice had the charges were dismissed. And he asked his son how he felt about that. And he said it was, it was embarrassed. His friends were making jokes and everything. But it just shows you that their children are at the age where they're dealing with everything that's happening on the show in real time. And we'll get into some other children as well.
That's true. That's true. Being a product of a blended family, you can tell you feel something, and it's hard for you to speak up and say it.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to mess things up with them, but then you feel a certain way, and you have to live under that roof as well.
Yeah, that's rough, man. It's rough. I can honestly say I personally am really glad that I got married after my kids were grown and out of the house. I think that was probably the best for me. And when I moved in when my husband and I got together, none of his children were under the roof. You know what I mean? So, because I just think that's hard. And that was a hard scene to watch. I look forward to talking about it next week. But seeing Jalen, who is grown and we've seen on the show, he said that Marceau seems more like a father to him than Maurice.
It's because he don't live there. A lot of people seem way more because you don't live with them. They can give advice when they see you every now and then.
Well, but what he was saying is Maurice never really tried to be a father figure to him, but Marceau is more of a father figure. And it's interesting because I do feel, I always watching the show, and I definitely think Marceau looks older than Maurice, but I think he's more attractive overall. But I think that Marceau seems more mature in some ways. He definitely is an asshole, but he just has more of a like as far as like the way he talks to people, it seems more of like a father figure, guide, mentor than Maurice. Maurice seems like he's just always trying to be the good guy. He never wants to get into, you know what I mean? He's too busy making sure that he looks good to really be of help to anyone else, I think.
I think it can be very delicate because we kind of look at it just from the kids. And I know adults have to be adults, and especially men, and you have to lead. But when the kids are aware of the situation and have other fathers in their lives possibly, and it's tough. It's not as easy. Like, well, you just be this for them, and because young people, especially if they're old enough to know what's going on, and they have a relationship with their father, or whatever the situation is, that you're trying not to push them away and be too much of a. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if there's an issue, you don't want to necessarily try to be their friend, but you don't want that. They already got a father. And a lot of dudes I know walk into them was like, well, I mean, if they need me, but I'm not trying to be overbearing as a, you know what I'm saying? Because they know, because the one thing I know a lot of guys that step into that, in that space, say they don't want to hear some of kids say, well, you're not my daddy.
Yeah. And I think that the problem with, that's true, right? That's definitely true. But Joy says Jalen was grown when Maurice came into his life, but that's not true because they've been together a long time. Jalen wasn't grown at the time. And he actually says when he first came, he felt like Maurice made a difference in the way he treated him and Monster. He said that you weren't hard on him. If you needed something done, you would ask me, you wouldn't ask him. So that goes down to treatment and goes down to you treating another child, you having preferential treatment to your child. And I will say this, I have not had to be in that position, but I think it would be difficult not to be preferential to your own child. I would almost go overboard. That's probably what I would do, go overboard to treat that child better just so that they wouldn't feel that way, because it's got to be difficult not to treat your children, because that's just something that's innate, right? But hearing it talked about, hearing it brought up to Maurice, someone who always seems to just skate through everything scot-free, no pun intended, was interesting, interesting to see.
Okay.
So that's pretty much all with Maurice and Kimmy. It's going to be interesting. Carlos hinted at there being issues with Maurice and Kimmy this season. I would assume they start because of the children, because Kimmy does confront him about how Jalen feels, right? And Jalen is considering leaving Huntsville and kind of going off on his own. I would think that would have to feel, this season is a lot about young men kind of coming of age, even with Marceau and Tisha's son. You see Tisha trying to parent him, still love on him, and he's trying to cut the strings. And I definitely can relate to that with my son. My son, he forced me to cut this. I was trying to keep the strings and he just cut them. And then I tried to re-sew them and he would snip them again. It's rough with boys and moms.
It is. I can imagine. But I think all fathers and even the men stepping in, they have good intentions. And it could seem like tough love, but some things are necessary, man, to like, because a lot of times you only go, and you see it with the in relationship wise. You're not going to be in a relationship with your son, so it's a different dynamic. You're not going to see it from that point of view, but who'll see it? A girlfriend would. And then that's when it comes back, and it was like, oh, you hear about the mama's boy, or if I've seen situations where the mother's still doing the son's laundry, he's bringing it home from school, you're not showing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing that.
F them kids, gun boss, whatever. It's hard with mothers and sons and dads and daughters. It's a different dynamic. And I think it's easy for men to say, cut the apron strings with the boys because they want the boy to be a man, right? My husband, gun boss, always says he had daughters. So he always says if they were boys, I wouldn't have any of this problem because I would have no problem cutting them off because you want your son to be a man. You want him to be head of a household. But it's got to be different with a daughter, where a mother is telling the daughter, like, you got to get up, you got to be good, and you just want to love on the son because you want to protect him and all that stuff. But it's difficult. It's a difficult time, for those of you that have not got to the point with your kids where they're off on their own yet. It's hard seeing them baby birds fly away. It's hard. Speaking of baby birds fly away, y'all, there's a lot going on this season. Let me go on and put this cast back up here because it is interesting how everybody is spaced out in this picture. Are y'all tripping at the fact that they have Martell next to Trisha, in between Trisha and Kim?
They did that on purpose.
That is strange. That is so strange.
They're using all the tools. I mean, this is big for them.
This is huge. It's a huge season. I'll tell you, I'm saving the best part of the conversation for last, but it's definitely huge. Tammy says dads don't baby daughters nearly as bad as mothers baby those boys. I would disagree. Tammy, you may not have experienced. I know dad. You know what the difference is? I think dads unapologetically baby daughters. Unapologetically. Because I have girlfriends that still are daddy's girls, and they in their 40s and 50s will still call their dad to do something to give them money or to do something for them. And the dad, and it's just unapologetic. Mothers and sons, women don't like the other woman. So women have a problem with the mother and the son, but men don't necessarily complain as much about the daddy's daughters. And there may not be as many daughters that have the luxury of having an amazing dad.
You know why? Because that's probably, other than our mothers, the other female that's going to probably unconditionally love us.
Yeah, the women have a problem. There are some girlfriends that are jealous of the mom.
And The voice gets us. Damn it, man, them soft voices.
The voice, the soft, the daughter, the cute daughter.
The voice, man. The voice. Now, if your daughter got a deep voice, it's probably easy to turn on. But when they got the soft,
and they say, "Daddy, Daddy."
Now, when Beyonce say it, it's probably not the same. She got deep, but like I'm telling you, the voice. You want to believe and just that's what we get. That's women in general. That is, I'm telling you.
You know what? I remember I was dating this guy and he had daughters, but we stopped dating because they were younger. But he told me, I think I said something, and he was like, Christal, I'm not gonna fall for none of that, because I'm not gonna fall for you asking me something in a cute voice with giving me the puppy dog eyes. I got daughters that do that to me all the time. So I was like, well, my powers are do not work here. I'm out. If my powers are ineffective, I'm out of here. I'm not doing that. If I can't rely on the feminine wiles, what am I doing? I'm out of here. I'm out. I did. I was like, that was the most, I think that's probably the moment the situation was over. I was like, I am not.
That is the first game women learn of game.
It's not game. It is instinct.
When they know the response, and they, even as young ladies, like super young ladies, they know, and we know, but we still don't do nothing.
Well, they still do it. Dad still, because my husband still be, I be like, she's lying. Is she? Yes. Like, yes, that's a lie. Is it a lie? Yes, it's a lie. So, all right, speaking of that mentioned the placement. Somebody asked, was this picture AI? Do you guys think that's AI?
You know what? Yeah, it is.
You know what I think it is? I think they all took individual pictures and they placed them in here.
Yeah, because I can see that.
Let's talk about Trish and Ken and your boy Marquez.
Pick up. That'd be very important. I would like to know, where do they pick up at? Like,
what do you mean?
When they come in and this starts off, because we obviously seen how it ended, right? Him storming, where do they pick up at, and how do they get back to the place where they arguing with old boy? Because that's the one thing I did see in the clip.
Well, what I know from watching that first episode is they just seem to be like nothing ever happened. They're still Ken. Now, let me ask you this. Ken is either a great man or the biggest simp ever. I don't know which one.
This season will tell us for sure.
Because he is trying so hard to befriend Marquez.
Is he?
He is. And you'll see in this first episode, he's trying. He goes and meets with him. Now, that could be for the cameras, but he's trying to talk to him, and Trish is over it and doesn't care. And I don't know if it's because he's a man and he feels for Marquez. Marquez, I'm convinced, belongs on the short bus.
Both of them do, him and her. You interviewed the lady?
I did. We did. And you're right. You're right. But I'm talking about Mark. You're right. Never mind. You're right. But is Ken too? Ken also?
Ken is trying to figure out and navigate his way through, because it's still a matter of the papers, obviously. And that's the part.
They are still not divorced. And that's where it almost comes to fisticuffs.
Yeah, that's what's, yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you what, Marquez needs to get the hell out the way.
But let me ask you this. At the end of the day, how mad could you be at him? It's her.
He's not mad at Trish at all. Let me tell you that.
That's my problem.
He is not upset with Trish at all. He has not called her out. I don't know where the Martell rumors went. It is crazy. And he's trying he is trying so diligently to push it together. Trish doesn't care. Then the kids, I don't even think the kids care, because Marquez is like, well, they're like, well, you need to fix the relationship with your children. He's like, well, really, it starts with me and Trish. It's weird.
It sounds like somebody is being, I don't know if they have private conversations between Marquez and her, Trish, because, and I understand he could be like that. That could be difficult to watch. I can only imagine you sitting up there and hear somebody like in your slot.
But you lost the slot.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't lose it like he wanted to lose it. He
said that he gave Trish to Ken. He said that he could have her if that she would. Next week we'll be into this, because it's wild. It's wild. It's wild. He said that he basically and in essence he did. Whenever you mess up with your spouse, you do open the door for somebody else to come in and take your place.
But you never think it's gonna. You do that, but you don't think it's really gonna happen.
I think that's a man thing. Y'all must not think it's gonna happen.
And then it's
y'all be underestimating us. But we could have another you in a minute.
I think they get, whether it's on the phone or in person, she gives him different. And this brother is holding on for something. He knows something. He
keeps saying that people don't know her.
That's what I'm saying. He knows something. That's the only thing that makes sense. I don't know if she's telling him something or making him believe there could be a possibility.
No, I think it's something he knows about how she is.
This is what I'm saying. He knows something. It makes no sense why if she was really telling him that and he moved forward, why would he keep hanging around? I mean, obviously for his.
Well, I also think he's slow. I think he's on the spectrum.
Or he could think that he looks better than this guy, and there's no way there's no way. And he's one of them dudes.
Well, I want to say that I saw a poll recently that women did. I just want to share this information with men. If there's any men watching this, please alert your friends and share. Because women were asked on a poll what type of guy they would prefer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there's 4 types of men in this meme. The first one is a businessman who is successful but has no spare time. It suggests that he's a businessman and successful and has lots of coins. The second is the gym guy who looks amazing but is broke. The third guy is funny and has a lot of free time and a part-time job. And then the fourth guy is the nerd who owns his own business. Out of all of these men, all of the women that answered, none of them picked 2 or 3. All of them picked either the businessman who is successful and has no time, or the nerd who owns his own business. Please understand, gentlemen, women don't care about the fine gym guy who looks amazing but is broke, nor do they care about the funny guy who has a lot of free time and a part-time job. I like to laugh. I can laugh with my friends. You are in the friend zone, sir. The guy who is fine and is broke, he is someone that you had fun with when you were in your younger years. And then when you got older, you realized it's a no. All these women that are like, I want a guy who has money and a lot of time, you need to grow up and realize that if he has a lot of money, he don't have a lot of time. So I would say either the businessman who is successful and has no spare time, or the nerd who owns his own business, which means he still does not have any time.
I can see that. But I can also see them getting bored and want something to do to fill in the gap, and that's where the other guys lie.
But that is only for fun, not for.
That's what I'm saying.
Only for play.
You think he cares?
I think so. Some men, well, because they start thinking, oh, I could take her. No, you cannot.
Not so.
Miss Rhonda says muscles don't pay the mortgage, and we all have learned that the hard way, and we know it to be true.
Yeah, you see the other guy on vacation from another city when you're in another town. You don't. I don't know.
The point is, women don't care about that. And Marquez ain't that cute at all. At all. He might have been cute when he was younger, but cute and broke don't. There ain't nothing going on but the rent. Okay, Marquez, get it together. Ken has something because he's paying bills for everybody. And Noah says, where do y'all get that businessmen don't have time or make for? Okay, Noah, it was questions. That's so funny because men will put out something and say, women, you have to, and women will start saying, well, what about that? We're just saying these are for men. It's not, and personally, I know a lot of men who are businessmen who don't have a lot of time, because when you make a lot of money, you usually don't have a lot of time.
That's how it go. They say, yo, you want a guy with a lot of time and no money, or you want a guy with a lot of money and no time?
Let me tell you something. I am well taken care of, and my husband is not here. He usually is in my chat sometimes, but not for the whole chat. But he's not home. Now, if he was home every time, I may not be in this house.
Choose wisely, ladies.
I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. And I think Marquez needs to grow up. So I just said that because you said maybe he thinks he looks better than Ken. Couldn't possibly.
No, but he's still holding on to obviously that's the young man's thinking. Like, you understand, these are high school sweethearts, right?
Oh no, there wasn't no shots fired at Gun Boss. That was for real. I said Gun Boss be taking care of business. He be gone, but he takes care of business. Trust that.
That wasn't no shot at.
Yeah, there wasn't no shot at my baby.
Homie or nothing like that. I just think that, I've seen a lot of women that can't shake, you've been together for that long and they feel sorry. Like, I've definitely seen that. I've seen that a few times where their heart goes out and yeah, they might do things, but they still wind up, it was a couple movies like that. It was in Malcolm X, right? The Teresa Randall character, she's in Harlem now. And Malcolm X's character, Denzel's character, sees her from afar. He's at the other end of the, the lounge, Small's lounge, and he sees her and her boyfriend or whatever, he's on some stuff and she's like giving him money. Her heart goes out to him. A lot of women have a level of compassion and they kind of feel their heart goes out to. This is someone they once loved or maybe still love.
Yeah, I will say that. And I agree with you, Nola. It doesn't have to be either, or you have to find the balance that works for you. Everybody's balance is not the same. There are some women who are like, I saw somebody put in the chat, I like my space. I have a girlfriend that says she likes a long distance relationship. Everybody find what's good for them. We're just saying on average, but I do think I understand what you're saying, Mo, because Marquez and Trish were together when they were young. That's easy to have feelings for someone that you have known all your life. And it's probably, there's more to Trish than she lets, she's got a lot that's suppressed, in my opinion. So, and I agree, she probably does have feelings for him. She's probably suppressed them because there's a lot more to her than we get a chance to see. Maybe the onions will, the layers will be peeled back as the show goes forward. But you're right. There are a lot of women who do have feelings for that person that they've married initially, their first love, or the first person if they grew up with someone, and she mentioned that she knows his family, that's difficult. But being with him probably is not realistic.
And I think she knows that. I think it was a lot easier when he was here in Atlanta.
It was, I think so.
You know,
I think so.
Totally out of mind, but he's not here. I don't have to see him, deal with him. So it's a lot easier to go on with your life. I think that situation works a lot better when they're not the same small town. Huntsville's on.
Well, I think Marquez moved back just to be on TV. I don't think he cares about. I don't think he's trying to be with them kids. The son is grown, and the son is telling him, "Dad, go outside. Dad, please," because he be just causing chaos for no reason. Like, dude, just leave them alone. He walks in their house without knocking. That is wild.
There, man. Think about that. Like, it's a mental thing. Like, you know that you're still married, or you feel like you still want to be with her. Here's this big dude that makes more money than you, probably knocking her down every night.
Probably.
And
or she may be knocking him down.
What?
Just saying. They both spend a lot of time in the gym. I don't know who's knocking who down. And I feel like Trish wears the pants in the relationship.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. Some people, I ain't gonna get into it. I know some people like that, and maybe she gets off on that.
Could be. Carlos did not fire him from the show because he is on the first episode. He is in there like swimwear.
And then think about it, lifestyle. If she has the best, I ain't gonna say the best of both worlds, but because we still don't know. Homeboy said when he left, I pay for this, I pay for that.
He keeps saying that, which is making him look kind of crazy because he's like, but he said something that was deep. There was a line. I got to give y'all this line. He said, "Those are your children, but this is now my family." I remember this guy, this friend of mine that was going through a divorce. The guy that his wife was cheating on him with said, I'm going to marry your wife and take your family.
There's certain things you don't play with, even if that's the thing that's actually happening. Because if you think about it, Marquez, as his family, dude, like, this was my, woo.
When he said, but this is my family now, I was like, yikes, that has got to hurt.
Like, someone as the other person, what are you to do? And you're standing there and you're hearing that.
Don't listen. Plug your ears. That would be horrible. I can only imagine when I first got divorced and my ex was with the woman he cheated with and my kids would go there for the summer. If that had said to me, this is my
person could snap.
I would have snapped, y'all. I would have snapped. I wouldn't be here with y'all today. I would have snapped. I wouldn't even have been able to meet my true love Gumbach. I would have snapped. That is diabolical to say.
It is. It is. I ain't
going. But it's also true though. But man, if that that said to me, this is now my family, my children.
You say that to somebody, you better be ready to defend yourself.
You better be ready because it's coming. And then the fact that they are still married, that is wild.
But we putting so much on him. I put the weight on her.
She ain't taking none of it.
She
is not taking any accountability at all. In fact, let me say something. Mo is going to have fun next week with Trish's friend. I'm just going to say that. Trish lets her friend fuss at Marquez. If y'all thought Miss Wanda was disrespectful, because at least Miss Wanda is her mom. Trish just brings in a random friend, and has the friend going at Marquez. Like, girl, that is not even, what? Who is you?
I'm not going to lie to you.
Thank you, Nola.
I'm not accepting no outside lip. I barely accepted from her. I'm not. What?
Not no outside lip.
I'm not. I had it happen to me one time, and I'll never walk back in that lady's house.
Trish said if Trish wanted to marry Ken, that's a good point, because Ken is popping mad stuff, talking about that's his family, but is it really your family if y'all aren't married yet?
Thank you.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Y'all, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's gonna get good. It's gonna get gooder, as my friend would say.
See, y'all, it's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be all right. I haven't even gotten to the best part. Now, Nell and Chris Fletcher.
Nell is Nelly.
Nell is Nelly. Let me tell you something, Mo. Chris throws Marceau and Maurice under the bus.
I bet he does. I can see that.
You can see that. Let me tell you what he does. He says that somebody asked him about, they were talking about how to successfully cheat. Now, I have a friend, and that friend is from Alabama, and they told me that this very much a cultural thing to get married young, and then the men cheat on the wives. They're not going to leave, but they're going to cheat. And we see that to be this culture, at least for Love Marriage Huntsville. Because you remember when Martell got caught, he was like, everybody does this. This is what you do. You get married, you get a side chick. Well, Chris said that you get an NDA. And then someone asked him, is that what he did? And he said, no, that's more like something that Marceau and Maurice would do. Is that a foul on the players handbook, Mo?
That's a fact. Yeah. And I will tell you this. The fact that he said that, there's a good chance that she knows something. There's pillow talk that goes along with that.
That who knows something?
That Mel knows, pardon me. Yes.
Oh, I'm sure Nell does.
Yeah, and it might, I don't know, through this season it might come out. You get away from, hey fellas. It's always one. If you got a group of 4 homeboys, one is reporting back. I'm just letting you.
Well, probably most of them because they all have pillow talk. Tammy says she remembers when Chris Fletcher was stationed at Fort Bragg. He stayed in the club. I bet he did.
Was he married then?
Was he married then, Tammy? Was Nell? Well, Nell, is a wife that is the second wife. But so basically he's throwing salt, which is weird.
I could tell.
How could you tell?
I could just tell his demeanor.
He's slick. He's slick like a can of oil.
He's
oil slick, as my grandmother would say.
Yeah. I can tell by his dress code. I can tell
by the pomade in his hair.
That part. There you go.
Nell is just messy. And I don't know why.
But if you're gonna be slick, you need a Nell.
Well, that I do think they are equally yoked.
Nell seems very forgiving.
Well, I think Nell likes the aesthetic of it all.
How so?
I think she wants to be married. Let me tell you something. This is what I think. This is just purely opinion. I don't know this to be true. I feel like Nell is a type, because Nell is a cute little lady. I feel like if Chris is out there doing something, Nell knows it, and Nell's doing her own thing too.
I don't know if she's doing her own thing.
And I agree with you. Olive branches. Chris's hair is fried, dyed, and laid to the side.
Let me ask you this: Does Nell wear wigs?
She does, and in fact, you see her without her wig in one scene. And no, she looks cute. She's got hair. It's just it's not as long, but she's got some hair. And because she gets on there because she's upset. She's upset about the fact that Martell put out a picture of Nell embracing Arion at the polo. Remember I called and told you I saw them at the polo event, and she was there with Martell. Nell, they put out a picture, and so Nell went online to say that she had never met her before, and that she, that was because you know what that did? It made Melody cut her off. But Melody was going to cut her off anyway, because Melody going to cut off everybody that's on the show.
But she seems very friendly and inviting. She's probably caught up in the morning.
Hey, what is happening?
And just be like, hey, girl, but not really meaning it. That's just...
Yeah, I think that she just was trying to be polite. They're in a public setting.
That part.
Somebody said Nell is slippery. Edna said Nell is slippery. I'm telling you, if Chris has visitors on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Nell got a friend on Wednesday. Trust me.
think so.
You don't think so? See how y'all underestimate us? She can have another him in a minute. Don't underestimate now.
Man,
don't underestimate now.
I am yes.
You think those cat daddies ain't looking at Nell in them dresses? You think them old school players don't see something a little light and bright that they want to get next to? Don't do that. Don't underestimate Miss Nell.
Man,
I'm serious.
No disrespect, but nah.
Yeah.
All right, she would.
Point is, you think because Chris looks like an old gentleman. Nell looks like his equivalent.
No, they don't. No,
yes, they do.
No, they don't.
You just got a little too much on Chris. A little too much on Chris's swag, Mo.
I think you got a little too much dip on your chip. That's what I
think. A little too much dip on Nell's chip?
Yes.
All right, next week, that's the poll. Let's see out of the two of them who. Well, okay, it's not easy because men always go for younger women.
See how you gonna see?
No, because Nell is cute and she does have a nice shape. She is super cute. You don't do that now. Don't do that to Nell.
I see something I don't. No disrespect to her. Maybe I see something I don't see.
Says she's small and bubbly. She could probably pull something in their 40s. I think so. The YNs be liking it.
They there for the meal. I'm telling you that right now.
Well, and if they are, the women there for the money. So a meal and the money, hey, whatever. Just like he can pay it. He can pay like he weighing $1. She can cook up a meal.
But bring a photo up.
Well, okay, I'm gonna get him up. But let's just look. Let's go back to this. Look at Miss Nell. I don't like that hair. Let's don't look at it. I'm gonna pull up another one.
Get out of it.
That's too much hair in that one. I got me another photo. Hold up. Next week, that's the poll. What are we rating Nell and Chris? Because I think they're equal. And I think they both could pull extra.
I ain't gonna lie. He could pull a third. Nah, man. No disrespect. She could probably pull an older man.
No, she could pull a man in his 40s. She's just want to have some fun. Want to lay his head down in a soft bosom and get some peach cobbler. Don't look like that.
That's all he's there for.
No, that wasn't a good picture. That was not a good picture. But I'm gonna pull another one. I'm gonna get another one. I'm gonna put it up next week because I'm not gonna have you doing that to Miss Nell.
Hammer shot picture.
I'm gonna get one from her page and I'm gonna post it. No. Now let's get to the moment at hand. We done talked all around it, but I will tell you this: never in the history of urban reality TV has anyone done this type of bait and switch. Mr. Martell Holt has started a series with his wife, cheated on his wife, had a whole baby during the pandemic. Wife divorced him, and now he has upgraded his side chick to be his main chick. Yes, the rumors are true. Martell has returned with Arion as his main piece and said that if she keeps acting right like she is, he's going to make her his wife. Now, because of this new development, we can no longer refer to her as coleslaw. We have to call her Arion.
I hope you're talking to yourself because you're the only one that's still calling her. You just called her coleslaw 20 minutes ago.
I know, but that's before I made the announcement.
We're going to see how long this goes.
What do y'all think? Y'all think this is going to... Martell actually says that he is thinking about... people are not with me. They do not want to let the coleslaw go. Funky Dineva has cursed that woman with a name that will not leave her. I knew this was happening, but I just couldn't say anything. Number one, I had a sneaky suspicion. They're not feeling it. The chat said, no, they're going to keep calling her that. I had a sneaky suspicion when I saw them together at the polo match and they were in public. I was like, that suggests that they are a couple, right? Because he had her at a public event. Then when Melody left, it's kind of like Phaedra and Candy, because you know how on the Real Housewives, Phaedra said this stupid lie about Candy trying to drug Portia, and they made it to where as long as Candy was on the Housewives, Phaedra couldn't be on. But as soon as Candy left, up pops Phaedra. So Melody left, and here we go. There they are. They're out. They're out together. There she is. Now, bam, out on a red carpet. They are together. He is mentioning her name. People are talking, the rest of the cast is talking about her. We don't see her in the first episode, but she's coming. She's coming. And the fact that they posted that picture, she's a really pretty girl, period. Don't try her, Tiffany. She's pretty all the time. Now, pretty doesn't mean that she's a wife, but she's a beautiful girl.
He wouldn't have a storyline. It's only right.
I've never seen that. But this is what I think. I think that this is what I didn't. There's so many reasons I don't like that, right? Number one, it just is. It's gutter. It's gutter to take your side chick that you called a peasant at one time and make her the main chick because Melody leaves. And Martell acknowledges he's still not over Melody. He still thinks about it and he's not over her. So she's always going to be second. I feel like he's trying to make her Melody. He's paying for her to go to nursing school. He's trying to make her he's trying to make a power couple with her, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think because he was big on he and Melody were a power couple. They look great together. And Martell is very much into the aesthetic, right? Most men are. But he's trying to put her in nursing school. He said she cooks and she takes care of him. I guess that's what Martell needs for be a wife. But this is my thing. Like, I think that him and Destiny, I didn't think it before because I don't know. Martell and Destiny are like buddies, right? I could see him and Destiny being together. I don't know if that has ever happened. You know, Destiny has never alluded to that. The show does not allude to that. I think Melody felt like that. But Melody, they talk about the fact that they've known each other for a long time. I just don't know. But I just don't see that being blessed. And I will say that the 4 children that he has for Melody, that has got to be very heartbreaking.
For
them.
Oh, for the kids. Yeah.
Yeah, like you cheat on mom. We see that. Everybody knows my mom is hurt. Melody is hurt. And I'm saying, like, sometimes the way you start things is the way they end. It's just not going to end in a positive. It's not going to be blessed, I don't think.
Do you think it's for the storyline or do you think it's real?
No, I think Martell is really just struggling. I think he's lost. I think he really misses being, I think he's one of those kind of men that likes to be married. And I think that when Melody left and was serious about leaving, I think he just, because look, he's just been moving around with different women. It hasn't worked. I knew he was going to end up back. And we all should have known that when they did that interview together as partners in crime.
That part.
And let me say, partners with a very low IQ.
But he wouldn't have a storyline otherwise. That's what's it's a little suspicious.
I don't think, but he could have brought another woman on. He tried to bring Sheree on. That wasn't going to work. But I mean, you remember he tried to do that. She did like 2 episodes with him. He did some episodes on Real Housewives when she was on there.
Whew.
I think he and Arion are equally mentally yoked.
I want to see the energy on the show before
I don't know if she's going to be able to pass those nursing school tests. I don't, because he did not pass the test that for the the brokerage. I don't know. And I don't mean that in a bad way. But I mean they got to be part of each other's life because they have a child together. The little boy is adorable.
So maybe he's trying to do right with this family.
I think that could be it.
You know,
and I do too, Nola. I do too. I know a lot of them. Must not be hard tests, but I mean it's a great job. My mom is a nurse, but I do know some that are not.
Because if he doesn't do that, then you say now you have two broken families. So maybe he's trying to make a wrong into a right.
But man, those other children, that's got to be really painful to have to go to deal with her now, and now she's their stepmom.
It's kind of in a tough spot. Not that I even feel sorry.
He's in a lose position.
Yeah, it's like, okay, do you have another broken family, or do you stay and try to make this happen since the other thing is closed?
But I think it's more than that. I think he really cares about her.
Okay, that's admirable. Okay.
I don't know if it's admirable. I think he cares about her. But I think if this is the problem, she would have to know if at any moment Melody decided she wanted him back, he would leave her. He would drop her like a hot potato.
That's possible.
No, I mean, I don't think Melody would ever want him back.
Right.
But he's still stuck. And I don't know if he's stuck on Melody as much as he's stuck on the fact that he misses his family. He misses that family unit. Now, he destroyed it totally. He did it himself.
Hey, a lot of, especially men, like women get it more than we do, what it's doing. We don't think about it until after it's done.
Why is that? And why are you all not able to watch other people's examples and learn from them?
You know, just a lot of stuff. You think that it won't happen to you. You can outsmart it. You can put it back together. Oh, it's not going to be me until it happens. And then she's all the way out the door, off the show. And now you have this other situation and you know she wants you and you don't want another. So I get why you're trying to make it, whether it'll work or not. I don't know. Karma, like you said, that kind of thing, and the energy, especially if because she's got to be aware of how he moves, right?
She is aware of how he moves, but I think for some reason she's okay with it. But I think that number one, you got to know that he always would rather be with Melody. I mean, in a marriage, I think he really, because he says to Destiny on this first episode, he thinks about it every day. That's not good. And then second of all, say he does get over Melody and y'all are together, you got to know that he could potentially, when you move into her spot, you got to know somebody could move into yours.
That part.
Because he never really acknowledged that his cheating was wrong. He just didn't like the fact that he got caught. He tried to say that all men do that. That was, he blamed Melody for not being intimate with him and giving him everything he wanted. He had a lot of excuses. He never just took ownership and accountability he did say he messed up, but I think he meant he messed up as far as like getting her pregnant. But they've had multiple pregnancies. They were together for a really long time. I do not really think that he sees her as I don't think he views her as he viewed Melody.
I mean, you can't, it's two different things. You're never going to be, it's not. But let me ask you, do we allow growth?
We do.
Bro? Can a man make a mistake and obviously not repair with the person he made the mistake with? But do we allow growth for him to do something and be a better person? Or we just...
Yeah, absolutely. Of course. I mean, we allow growth for everyone. But it's hard to have growth without accountability and just taking ownership of it. And it seems like Martell is just hopping around because he doesn't want to be by himself, which a lot of people are like that. He's not by himself. Most people don't want to be alone. Most people cannot be alone because they're not happy with themselves, especially when they do something that's wrong. It's hard to sit in your own guilt.
That's fair. That's fair. And I don't know if we want him to act like it, or maybe he done it himself and he just doesn't say it out loud.
I think Under Olive Branch, it says, let's not call Melody's name. She's gone on. I think if we're going to watch the show, we have to watch it with fresh eyes. I agree with that, but because they don't mention her name, I think that that's probably a part of the agreement that they cannot mention her actual name. And I get that she would not want that. But I do think, and I also think that she's not going to allow her children to be on the season with their dad. I would not allow that either. But I do think we have to take into consideration in conversation that there are 4 children under the age of 18 that are a part of this equation. And there's no way to not look at it like that. Because I do think that Martell really loves his children. I think he's just very damaged and made some mistakes because he's not mature. But I do think he loves his children. I think he doesn't know what to do or how to make it right. I agree with what you said about him probably saying, well, let me not leave this boy. If there's an opportunity to be in a home with one of my children, let me try to do that. But I just think that's got to be so hurtful for those other 4 children that had to get dragged through that. Because let's not forget, he was in the house with Melody after Melody found out that he and Arion were having an affair. She did not divorce him immediately. That affair went on for almost 5 years.
So what is he to do then? What in his position right now, and you say that the kids are with their mom, she's no longer on the show. Obviously, she's not going to let him. What is he supposed to do?
Well, I would say this. I think that he needs to get, and Destiny said to him, he needed to get some therapy. And I think he has to figure it out. I don't think moving into bringing Coleslaw in and being with her and being this couple out with her, but while he's still acknowledging that he thinks about the past every day, he's not ready to do that. But so if I were his sister and giving him advice, I would tell him, you need to be by yourself and deal with you so you don't make another mistake. And you owe it to your kids to really just focus on healing that relationship, because they've got to be suffering from the fact that, number one, their parents are divorced. People say people divorce every day. Yes, but children are also hurt by that. I've gone through it. I know it. Kids don't just heal overnight from divorce. It takes time. And I think there's not, and then when you add on to that, this has been a public thing. It's publicized. It's on television. I would say he really needs to focus on his children and himself and getting healing before he moves into this next relationship, because he's going to end up messing it up. Anytime you still are thinking about your past relationship every day, that's not a healthy foundation for a new relationship.
It's not.
And if he and Arion do, I mean, I would honestly, at this point, I would love to see them together, because you destroyed your family. Like, I remember telling my ex, you destroyed your family for this woman. You need to stay with her. Make it worth it. Make it worth it.
He's trying to do it.
But he's not ready though. He's gonna mess it up. He's not ready.
He might not be, but I don't want to speak on, like, if it's not, it's not. And it's probably not, but just like, if he's willing and she's willing to give it a chance, then you gotta let.
She's been willing. Huh? She loves Martell.
Damn. I mean, everybody grown, man. Everyone's grown.
We'll see.
We'll
see.
Damn.
We'll see. But Melody has moved on. Good for her. But that's wild. I'm not gonna lie. That would piss me off if I started a television show and now my ex-husband is on it with his mistress. Woo!
Hopefully she really, really moved on and she ain't even tripping.
That's not even, Mo, come on. That's not humanly possible. That anybody would, even the most mature, healed person would feel some kind of way about that.
I get it, but what could you do? You left.
Ain't nothing you could do, but I'm just saying that is crazy. That is nasty work.
Hopefully she letting that man, not on the show, but letting that man see his kids.
He is, because he mentions that, Destiny asked what he's up to and he says his kids. He is, but I'm just saying, like, can we just have a moment of silence for her pain?
Oh,
Melody.
You did that last season. doing that. Nah, she already had that. Yeah, we keep dragging it on. Nah,
but I didn't know that the show that she started, the mistress was going to be on. That is wild.
Hey, it's a dirty game. Shout out to Carlos.
It's a dirty game.
Reality.
Carlos said, "Whoa, I've got to take it. Hey, what do you want me to do?"
Well, that's what
it don't matter. But it don't matter in that. It don't matter if the show they pitched to Carlos was different. That's why the show is on. They pitched the show to Carlos. He liked them. They were the star couple. They built the other ones around them, and now it has moved on without her. And the ex-husband has brought in another woman. That is crazy. And y'all know that's why. Like, I mean, there's no way that somebody wouldn't feel some, even the most, like I said, healed, God says go, all that, you still got to feel some kind of way because that's crazy. It's kind of like Ken saying to Marquez, this is now my family. This is now my show. No.
Having compassion for Marquez?
I did. I have compassion for Marquez, and I have compassion for Melody, even though we're not going to speak about her anymore after today.
I think she considered that when she left. She took a deep breath, signed the papers.
I think so. And I really do hope that she flies above. And in the words of Candy Burris, I fly above. Y'all remember that song that Candy had where she fly above? It's a real alto voice, but it's fly above. I hope she flies above. I hope she gets something bigger and better.
Do you like Candy?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like the second shot you took.
No, I like Candy a lot, but that song was funny. I mean, it's just the tone of the song.
All of her tones are like that, Christal.
No, but that song is all the tone. And other songs, there's other people singing with her.
That is true.
Yeah, fly above my haters. Thank you, Edna. That's what it was. I hope Melody. I can't play it because they'll tag us, but I hope Melody flies above the haters.
I think of. I don't know why. I think of Patti LaBelle doing the flapping thing. Like a seagull. I don't know why. I just thought of Patti LaBelle doing that.
Well, you know, if you are sleeping that's how I feel. I really do hope. I really do, because I'm telling you. I have to play it because it's just funny. Come on. I'm gonna get swag, but
yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. Look up Candy Coated Fly Above. I hope Melody flies above. Like Patty. What song is Patty singing when she does that?
I don't know. She's doing it in concert.
She does. I love it. I love Patty.
And she spins around.
I love Miss Patty. Yeah, have I ever told y'all my Patti LaBelle story?
You have.
I got a couple. But I know I told y'all, she said it's hard out here for a pimp and a bitch too. When we went backstage to see her, but I was at Essence one time. Over the Rainbow, it sure is. Thank you, Tammy. Yes, Over the Rainbow is what she sings when she does that. But I was at Essence probably about 16 years ago. This was when I first started doing celebrity publicity. I was with a client that was performing at Essence. So we were backstage, sitting in the seats watching the different shows. And I saw Patti LaBelle. Now, I've been around a lot of celebrities. I don't really fan out over them because they're people. But Miss Patty is a big deal. So I was with a friend and I said, there's Miss Patty. And she heard me say, there's Miss Patty. And so she said, hey, darling, come in. And she told me to come here. And she gave me, and I sat next to her. She gave me a hug. And when I tell y'all, Miss Patty, first of all, she smelled good. She smelled like, you know how when you're little, you go hug your grandma and she got that like a white diamonds smell. and they got the bosoms with the good bra on. It's got a lot of support. And you just want to, I gave Patty a grandma. I felt like I was hugging my grandma. It was great. And we sat and talked to her the whole time. And she said She said, come on down. I just said, Patty, Miss Patty. It was hilarious. Yeah. That's one person that I would say I did fan out of, but she was so cool. And we hung out with her the whole show, talked. She was asking us about men and all kinds of stuff, but she gave me a hug. And I the only other person that I gave a hug, that I got a hug like that, is when I went on Iyanla Fix My Life, and she hugged me when I was crying. And I felt just like that with my grandma. She smelled good too.
Well, I mean, Patty is like 80.
Yeah, I mean, I did. She's like that was like my grandma's age. And but it's so funny because she heard me say, "It's Miss Patty," and she turned around and she said, "Come here." Huh?
They'll cook for you.
Yeah, she told us that she would. She said, "Come over." I was like, "Oh, Miss Patty." But yeah, how did we get to that? Fly above? Yeah, fly above. I hope Melody flies above, because that's a hard pill to swallow.
I think she already flown over. She cool. She'll be all right.
Well, she is in a movie. I saw that she's doing some acting.
That trailer wasn't bad.
No, I saw it. Iyanla did smell good, and she also had the good supportive bra. No, that's older women wear a bra that's full of support. Young women now, they don't really like.
You know why? They don't get the wire. You got to get the wire.
They get the wire, and I mean the old women have the wire, and they have the straps, the good strong straps.
Ooh, I told you about the one time that cut off circulation on my arm, my hand.
I was on Iyanla Fix My Life. Joda, how have you been here and not known that? I was on her show the last season. Yes, big bosom hugs. Yes, and those big straps hold up the big bosom.
Let me tell you something. I was with this older woman one time, and we were fooling around. And I tried to put my hand, I did it the wrong way. I tried to put my hand up under, and put it, the touch. And that bra came down on me like a trap. Bow! Because I was trying to do it with one hand, and I pulled it back. But when I tell you that thing cut off my circulation.
That's what I'm talking about. Those good bras, those were for support, not for, now bras are to make your girls look. Those were to strap your girls in and hold them in. It was not to make them look attractive and, push them up. No, it was to strap them puppies in. And that's what that was. Yeah.
Let loose, boy.
Well, because they did have a lot of hooks. Now our bras just have 2 snaps. It was like like 6 to 8 snaps on the back of that bra. That way your back didn't have problems because you were sitting up like that. Patty had a good bra on. And she smelled good, man. I love that hug. Patty and Iyanla, my favorite hugs.
Know who smells like that too?
Who?
She had on, it smelled like potpourri. She was God rest her soul. Vesta Williams. I was in the elevator with Vesta Williams one time.
And it was like a when she came in, she brought the scent, like a cloud of they come in and it's like a cloud of pleasantry.
Smelled amazing. She smelled like an old ways bathroom. This real, just her whole thing.
I want to be like that. I'm gonna be that lady soon. Yeah,
Potpourri was good. This was 30 years ago.
No, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna be that lady soon. I want to be the lady that the people give a hug and they feel good. That's a good hug, man. I remember that hug almost 20 years later.
Yeah, that's one of them good hugs. Yeah.
I want to hug a person. I want to be that. I want to be like, you hug and like, oh, Miss Christal hugged me, and they get a good hug. I gotta get better bras. I gotta get better bras. I don't really. I have girls, but I don't have those type of girls. But I'm gonna get a better. I mean, I'm a smell, but I want to be the kind of envelops you in the good hug. Yeah.
How much did a good one cost? I'm just kidding.
Well, you got to go get one. You got to. I don't know because I don't know. I'm a price them. You got to go get fitted for one, and yeah, you have to fit to make sure it's the right. Yeah.
Hey, okay.
Estee Lauder. You're right. That is that Estee Lauder or White Diamonds. One of those good scents that doesn't leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
It stays there. Hey, you there says $60 and up. Yeah, that's a good. I mean, you pay for support.
Okay. Okay. Speaking of undergarments, did you see Tracy Ellis Ross?
I did.
And did you see her? Like,
yeah, she said she packs 2 pair of underwear and she washes them out in the sink every night.
Her laying them out and everything?
Yeah, but I know I have a friend that does that.
No, I dated. She lives back here now. I dated someone, and you was like, she probably got that from a grand. She every night in the sink. I guess and they be hanging up.
Yeah, because you use the hotel soap. I have a friend that does that whenever we go out of town.
No, this at her house. This was at her apartment.
Oh no, not the house.
Yeah,
At the hotel.
No, this was at her crib every night.
But the hotel, I don't know. Whenever I've gone to a hotel, unless I was staying a long time, like when we went to Italy, we used the laundromat at the hotel. But usually you don't. But you don't ever want to just put your nasty panties back and you wash them out. But I don't know why everybody was acting like they didn't understand that Tracy Ellis Ross had a body, because y'all remember on Girlfriend, her body is sick.
She got a wagon back there, low key.
It ain't low key. It ain't low key. It's high key.
She don't dress, every now and then she'll pop up on the gram and show, but yeah. Yeah.
She been built like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, people find different things to go viral. But yes, so yes, I think we're gonna have a good season.
I think so. Give it a chance, y'all.
Yeah, give it a chance. Give it a chance, and but I think there's gonna be a lot of good commentary, so we're gonna do it. And for those of you that don't watch, just tune in and hear our commentary. We'll keep you updated.
That part.
We'll keep you updated. So yeah, I'm excited. Wednesday we'll be back. We gotta really get on this. We got some stuff to talk about on Wednesday, but then we got to get back on this Ready to Love catch up, because you guys know August will be here sooner than we know it.
Yes, it will.
And we got to be ready to get back into Ready to Love.
And let's try to, tap back in. I'm pretty sure they got some episodes up.
They're running the episodes. I think what we should do next Friday, I think we should talk about the last 2 episodes prior to getting ready for the following week.
Okay.
Because we don't really remember. I don't remember what the love connections were. I'm gonna bring the pictures because we finally are ready. Now, I'm telling you, Tina, I am going to be doing reviews on King's Court. I'm going to do those on Monday. I'm not going to make Mo do those because it's guys this season. So I'll be doing the King's Court reviews. I watched the first episode. You guys know it's difficult for me because I don't care for Tyson Beckford. And he's already showing his behind. But I'm going to do King's Court reviews on Monday. So look out for those. I will do King's Court. We're going to get started with this season. The first one will be on Monday. And then we will go over the first episode there. And that's fine. Tammy, just watch our commentary on Love Marriage Huntsville. That's fine. So we're going to be doing Love Marriage Huntsville.
Come on, Tammy. Ready
to Love. And then I'll be doing King's Court on Monday night. So but the other 2 guys, it should be interesting, but there's a lot of good commentary of things not to do. A lot of good commentary of things not to do. So yeah, that's what's coming up. I'm excited. This is going to be a good week. This is going to be a good season, rather. A good season. Like I said, Own is back in our good graces with Ready to Love and Love and Marriage Huntsville. And Bell Collective is coming back, but not right now. Right now, we just need to get through. We need to just get through with Love and Marriage Huntsville. And then I know Bell Collective is coming back, but I believe it's going to be like in the fall. Yes.
Also, for those in the Chicago area.
Yes. Ready to Love, Chicago, Ready to Love. I posted where if you know someone in Chicago or you have friends in the Chicago area, because as we know, Rated Love will allow you to be in the area if you got an address that's in Chicago. Make sure if you got friends that are single. I think, what are your predictions about Chicago? Because I was pleasantly surprised with Philly.
Nah, I think Chicago's big metropolitan cities like that, it's a lot to choose from. And a lot of times it's not what you think it is. Like there's some real serious businessmen in Chicago, a lot of successful Black people.
Mm-hmm.
Get like the urban side, like the street side. There's a
I forgot about that. So when I think of Chicago, whenever I've gone, I've always gone to, I love it. It's like you got a real intellectual crowd. You got people that are, you know, it's Midwest, but it's more of like you know, yeah, but there is an element. There is an element.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get that. So was Philly, but I think this will be you know, Philly's giving us some real raw, real everyday life struggle. Even they talked about homelessness. They talked about
prison. Like, do you think, we know that you're the intellectual crowd? Hey, you there. That's why you're here, because you are an intellectual girl. We know that. Most of our chat is the intellectual crowds, wherever they are. But because you definitely wouldn't be here if you were ratchet, because we're not giving y'all enough ratchetness to do that. But do you think that Chicago will have, because we did see some realness, I think more realness than we've seen in other cities in Philly, with the talk of the homelessness, prison, trying to get back on our feet, struggling. Do you think that we're going to see in Chicago, we're going to see more of that? Or do you think we'll see more of it'll be more like the people in Dallas and Atlanta?
I think more of the people in Dallas and Atlanta. I don't think they're going to do that with Chicago, because it'll take a different turn. I think Philly was a taste of it. I don't see it getting any more raw than that. I think Chicago's going to bring it back up.
Now, I know if they went to Detroit, that would be a different story. Because even the people that are intellectual, it's just a different energy.
That part.
Just like, okay, Chicago is more of a transplant city. Like you do have people that are there, but it's also like there's a lot of business in Chicago. So there's a lot of, you know, people coming there for work and everything. They are starting to film in Chicago. They're actually just casting now, Linda. They're casting now. And there's also another show that I posted real quick before I let you guys go. There is another show that's casting, in case you know anybody that is looking to be on reality TV. Most of us do. They are casting a new show for couples in conflict. Are you and your partner stuck in a cycle of miscommunication and constant tension or growing distance? Have you drifted apart? I wonder if that is, because we know Put a Ring on It is coming back. Shout out to Stacey J. Dr. Stacy, that show is coming back, so we have that to look forward to. I don't know if this is Put a Ring on It or what.
Know what they're saying? If you're having know what they're saying? They're saying, let us finish this off with you. That's what they're saying.
If you're having conflict, let us blow it up, get some drama from you to get our ratings, and then leave you all apart.
That part.
That's pretty much. But hey, people want to be on TV, so for anybody that you know wants to do that, you can go to couples-casting.com. Let me write that in the chat, and apply. We like to give people opportunities, you know. Tamasha, all the people that want to be on reality TV. If you can find somebody, not that we condone lying, but I think everybody is doing it. But whatever y'all got to do, you know, couples-casting.com. Go here and let them know that you heard about it on this show. And you know, Godspeed. Good luck. Tammy said, let us send you to divorce court. Exactly. Basically. Exactly. All right, Mo, you got any big plans for the weekend?
I'm enjoying it.
There you go. Okay. All right. I have an event tomorrow, as always.
Okay.
I have an event, Reignite Her, at Bloomingdale's tomorrow. Just with some amazing women, honoring them. I'll be hosting a panel, and then I am going to take the rest of the weekend off and take some much needed time for self and family. But yes, I will be there tomorrow at Lenox Mall at the Bloomingdale's. Yeah, and we'll see. Hopefully, and we'll keep you guys updated. And we'll be back on Wednesday. Remember, on Monday to tune in. Make sure that you're subscribed to get a notification. I'll be talking about King's Court with the guys, and we'll be talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville and Ready to Love. We probably need to wrap up Somebody's Son at some point. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. All right, y'all, have a good one. Thank you guys for watching. Like this on your way out and make sure that you share it. We've done some good dishing on Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's going to be a good season. We will see you guys next week.
Have a great weekend, y'all.
All right, y'all.